Welcome to Bros Beer Whiskey, aka BBW. I'm your host E. Welcome to season 2, man. As y'all know, in season 1, we paired different beers and different whiskeys and we rated them. So season 2 is gonna be a little bit different. We're gonna have my man Chef Watson over here. He's gonna be cooking different entrees to pair with our beer and whiskey. So without further ado, introduce my man, Chef Watson.
How you doing, everybody? I'm Chef Aaron Watson. A little bit about myself. I've been cooking for over 25 years, specializing in seafood, soul food, Caribbean food, barbecue, anything that you can kind of throw at me and we can get it done. I am the co-founder and co-owner of Watson & Sons Catering Service. We've been in business since the 1970s under my father, Willie Watson. And so now me and my younger brother, Darren Watson, have kind of took this business over and kind of ran with it. So when my good friend Eric from high school called me and told me, he had this idea, I thought it was a great idea. I'm able to pair almost anything when it comes to liquor or wine or beer with the food. We all know that, especially during around the holidays, people want to kind of, do a little something different. So here,
Which is why I called you.
Yes, sir. So I guess this would be considered the Christmas show, correct?
Yeah, the Christmas episode. Hey, because I know, man, I know in the past, man, we've done the traditional turkey and ham and all that. But I felt like it's getting old now.
Yes.
Because you do it for Thanksgiving. And then you turn around and do the same thing, 25, 30 days later?
Yep.
Nah, I feel like we just changed it up. I know last year we did seafood.
Yep. All
seafood for Christmas. So I think this recipe, what you got today, is perfect for just to change up your Christmas menu. Correct. So what you got for us today?
So for today's menu, we have scallops, shrimp, salmon, asparagus, and jump lumbo crab meat. So what I'll be doing today is I'll be doing a deep fried scallop beer batter with our Sweetwater IPA.
Good stuff too.
Yes, sir. I'll also be doing a blackened salmon using a shrimp and jumbo crab lump meat sauce. Usually with this sauce, I use a sherry wine, but today, because of the BBW, we'll be using Knob Creek rye. I think this pairs very well with the sauce. Also, the blackened seasoning I use it's just my blend of blackened seasoning. It pretty much starts with pepper, salt, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of other spices I won't tell.
Yeah, no.
I won't tell. Secrets, but this is what I use. Also, with my asparagus, I'll be just doing a simple garlic and butter herb asparagus to go with the dish.
All right, man. So, hey, look, man, cook it up, man. Do your thing, brother.
Yes, sir.
See, I know, you know what you're doing. I don't need to supervise you. So, so what you doing here, man? What you got?
I'm just sharpening my knives. Today we are using Ross Henry knives. It's a great brand by a great man suggested. So
shout out to Pops.
Are using it, yes, sir.
Rest in peace, Pops, man.
Yes, sir. One of the greatest.
Hey, look, that was one of his favorite knife sets, man. So
yes, sir.
You can have those knives, man.
I'm using it with pride, man. I appreciate it. Rest in peace, Pops.
Ooh, man. So that's important that you gotta sharpen your knives, man.
Definitely.
You can't be out here cooking with dull knives, man.
I don't care what knives you use, you always want to sharpen. As a chef, one of my pet peeves is using a dull knife. It definitely adds more time to your cook process and prepping. Since I don't have a sous chef and I'm doing this on my own, time is of the essence.
Yeah, I'm not a sous chef. So what you doing with the seasoning right here? What you got going?
Okay, so for first, if you are from the DMV area, it's one thing that we love, and it's a must-have.
And you know there's a shortage of it?
It is. Well, I actually called McCormick and asked them, are you guys stop making Obey? They actually told me no, there is a slight shortage, but I actually have a nice solid hookup where I can get it. Shout out to my hookup.
Shout out to the hookup again. So
today, for my seafood blend, we're on the scallop, shrimp, and the lump crab meat. I'm using Obey. I'm also using a little bit of black pepper and a few other seasons I won't tell you at this time, but that will be for our seafood. Jumbo lump shrimp and deep fried scallops. So far as my Blackened Salmon, I'm using, once again, my Blackened seasoning. The first step that I'll do, and a lot of people will tell you, anytime you're using a high heat skillet, which I'm using a cast iron skillet today, they tell you to kind of leave the meat out for a second, so when it touches the pan, you won't have so much of a reaction, and the cook will be more even.
But that's why they do that.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
But with the salmon, I actually cook it cold. I actually place the butter over top. I put my blackening seasoning on because I feel like it cooks better cold, and I can get that reaction from that hot skillet I can, so I can get that dark, deep, rich blackened salmon color, flavor that I'm after.
Dark, deep.
It's
like it's very descriptive, sir.
Yes, so here we're just taking the butter, kind of going over it.
Why you put the butter on there?
So the butter actually gives. So I'm actually using a non-salted butter, and this actually gives it great flavor. It also helps the blackened seasoning stick. So once it hits that pan, when you flip your fish over, you won't have half your seasoning sitting in the pan. It'll actually sit on where you need it to sit. So it's going over top over here.
I knew that. I just went for the people that didn't know.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
I do a little something myself.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I'm probably like intermediate level. I'm close to medium.
There we go.
Yeah, I ain't professional yet, but
I will tell you a little secret though, to my blackened salmon. So I'll give you one secret. I do add brown sugar into my blackened salmon. I feel like the heat, the sweet, mixed in with everything gives us a great taste to salmon. So now I'm just generously pouring over your seasoning. Just making sure you get enough, because once again, your seasoning, this doesn't have a lot of salt in it, so I'm able to use more of it. At this point, I'm able to just, go over the fish coarsely. And then what I'll do after my season has maybe rested in the refrigerator for a few more minutes, I'll just come pat it down again to make sure it sticks. So that's the gist of my seasoning.
And I'm going to drink while he does this.
Let's get it.
Hey, that's the good thing about the holidays, man. That's we all know, one of the main secrets of the holidays. It's the drink. Come on, man. Don't even fake it. Yeah. It's the recreational activities of the holidays, man. It makes it even better.
I agree.
And that's the only thing that sucks, like what we're going to do now. You can't have your big family gatherings like that right now. But hey, as long as you got a little bit of family, man, and you got some people that care about you, man, that makes the food even better.
Yep.
All right, so we got the season, got that down. So we got here next, man. What you doing? What you doing, chef? Let me know. All right, so what we got here? What you doing now, man?
So next we are doing our beer batter for our fried scallops. So to this, I've did 1 part flour to 1 part to a half a part of baking soda. I've did 1 egg. Once again, I have used our Old Bay seasoning. And next I'll be adding our Sweetwater IPA. The first thing I'll do is just kind of mix everything together before I actually add the beer. It's good to kind of mix everything together, get all your seasoning and your flavors together before I actually add the beer. So I usually would start off with 1 cup of beer to the mix I have here until I get the consistency. So usually I like it a little thicker than most. So what I'll do is just add because one thing you can do is you can add that you can't take away. All right, so we're just gonna start here with the IPA.
It's one thing about cooking. That's a key part of cooking. You can add, but you can't take away.
Yes, sir.
When you put too much of something in there, it can go wrong for you, bro.
It can go wrong. So we're just gonna mix. Like I said, I'm just gonna mix until I get the consistency I'm looking for. All right. Yeah. So you don't want to overly mix your batter. You kind of want a lumpy batter. So don't be too upset if it's kind of lumpy. That's how we kind of want it. So when it coats our scallops. So once again, this is a pretty good consistency. I'll just add a little more for my taste because we love IPA Sweetwater.
Hey, look, trick for you IPA drinkers, man. IPA is cool if you're drinking like 2 or 3. It's not meant for you to drink a whole 12, okay? If you drink a whole 12, you call yourself want to watch the game and drink a whole 12 of IPA, you're not going to watch the game. The game will be watching you.
I won't finish.
And you might make it, I've never seen anybody drink a whole 12 IPA.
I haven't.
Nah. You get like 6. You get like 6, so.
Yeah. I could probably take a 6-pack.
Yeah, and a 6-pack is stretching it. Yeah, you can be nice and fried too.
So, just I guess me actually using the IPA, you can actually smell the different hops in the beer that's being used. It's almost like a citrus smell to it, and I think this will pair great with the fried scallops.
Right, IPAs are really hoppy anyway.
Yep. So the consistency is about where I want it. So I'll probably just get a little bit thicker, so it won't sink to the bottom. But other than that, we're good to go.
Hey, do it matter what kind of whiskey you use?
It doesn't really matter. I would say don't use an electric whisk. Like I said, you want it kind of lumpy. So just use a whisk that you're kind of, in the house. Should only take you a few minutes to actually get it to the consistency you want.
So, welcome back to Bros Being Whiskey. So, here we go, man. Chef Watson cooked us up something special, man. I saw you preparing this, bro. Hey, look. You good at what you do, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, tell the taste is the taste. Yeah, I see. So, what we got here, man? We spraying a little bit earlier. So, what we got, though?
Okay, so are we doing a beer first, or you want to do the creek first?
Do the beer first.
All right, so for your beer, as we taste the beer, we'll taste the beer battered scallops to see if it's kind of pairing well. I think it should. I think it will. The smell on it is great, so I think it should pair pretty well.
Yes, some nice solid scallops too. These massive scallops.
Yes, sir. Those are grown man scallops.
Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart.
No,
Let's see it. He's more sophisticated than me. I'm just gonna use my hand because I'm a savage.
All right, so it's definitely meaty, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Take a try.
Oh,
Right.
I can taste some of the beer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Has a very light taste, I would say, but you get the hints of the scallop, which has a very strong seafood taste.
Yeah.
But I think the beer pairs it pretty well.
Hella well. Hell yeah.
Cheers, sir.
Cheers.
So to be honest, I think the beer
It brings it out more.
it brings it out.
Yeah.
It does. And I think the beer has such a strong taste.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised you didn't get that strong of a taste in the batter, but it worked out perfect.
It didn't overpower
No, not at all.
The batter. Man. That was good, bro.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, so you got asparagus with this too?
Yes, sir. Just did a simple asparagus. Once again, garlic butter. A little bit extra garlic. High sear. That's about it.
Yeah, see what these asparagus talking about.
Perfect. You want them tender?
All right, now look. Here's the thing. Everybody can't do asparagus. For the reason being, you can overcook them.
Yep.
And they be like mushy.
Yep.
Or you can put too much butter on them.
Yep.
But I like the way you do yours because it still has the crunch to it.
Yep, that's what you want.
Yeah,
I think to master it, it's about your heat points. I think a lot of people, when you're sauteing asparagus, they kind of keep it on medium. And you tend to kind of overcook it, get soggy. What you want to see in your asparagus, you want to see a little give, but you want to still have that crunch. And I think this definitely has it.
Yeah, that's perfect, bro. And you didn't over-season it.
No, sir.
Yeah.
Salt, pepper, garlic.
Yeah, some people be putting like lemon pepper and then they put like mad season. You over-season.
One thing about food and my food, I let it speak for itself. I think a lot of times chefs will over-season food.
Yeah.
And you don't really taste the food, you taste the seasoning. I want to taste the actual food. So I use minimal seasoning. But I try to make my own seasoning. So I kind of know what I like. Hopefully everybody else likes it.
Yeah, this is perfect, bro. Like I said, man, early on, this is a perfect meal to add to your holiday.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because if you don't want to do stuffing, do the sauce you got for the salmon and stuff, dog. No stuffing or like dressing and all that kind of stuff. You actually make this as your dressing. Yep.
So the sauce, I would say for the next pairing, we're doing the Knob Creek Rye. I made the Knob Creek Rye shrimp and crab sauce. My sauce has more of almost like a New England clam chowder taste, I would say, but it's still a very rich sauce. It's simple to make, but you can overcook your sauce or burn it, so you have to be careful when you're doing it. But yeah, I try to get, like I said, the color. You can get as red as you want or as light as you want. I like to have mine kind of that medium side. Once again, it won't overpower the fish. Hopefully, it works out with both.
I want to pat myself on the back, but I think it did a good job with the pairing.
He did. He did. When he called me and told me what he had in mind, it was pretty much my job to figure out what we can work with it. So I shot him a few things. We came up with this menu, and I think it came out great. But we have to try the fish now, man.
Yeah, we got to get to the salmon.
You have to try the salmon.
Let me see what we talk about it.
So once again, salmon sauce with the Knob Creek.
Yes. Yeah, gotta have the sauce on it too. You gotta have it with the sauce. The sauce here, talking about here. Put my sauce in here.
Now,
almost.
If I would say to smack your mouth, I'm not gonna say it. But once again, I think the salmon is cooked perfect. What do you think?
Yo, here's the thing about salmon. It has the right moisture to it.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's the tricky thing about salmon. Can be tricky because you can overcook it too.
Yep.
And
it dries out.
Right. Or you can overseason it.
Yep. You can taste everything in here. I didn't.
Yeah.
Not a lot of salt. It's just the right amount of seasoning. I think with this fish, salmon once again kind of speaks for itself. So I just do a very nice sear. After I sear both sides, and I kind of let the magic happen.
Well, I want to trace it with the rye.
Yes, sir. Have to.
The rye's like spicy. Bro, let me see that.
Cheers.
Cheers, my man. Woo! Oh,
nice.
God.
Nice.
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 Yep.
The spice of the rye, it pairs well with the it's something about, I don't know, it's the salmon. I don't know what it brings out the salmon too.
Yes. Yep.
Like it enhances your taste buds.
It does.
Now I can taste everything.
Yes. Yes. It brings, and that's the one thing when it comes to pairing. You want whatever you're pairing, whether it's wine, liquor, or beer. After you actually taste your food and you have a sip, you want that wine or beer or liquor to actually complement.
Your palate. Yeah,
yes, it complements everything. So it almost finishes off your dish.
Yeah,
So,
hell yeah.
whereas this dish is a very mild, flavored, and then you get your spices, but after you drink the rye, it almost adds like a pepper feel to it.
Right, yeah, hell yeah. Bro, this is, yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to curse. My bad, bro. Hey,
it's all good, man.
Man. Hey, where'd your love from cooking come from, bro?
I would say my father and my grandmother. Growing up, Sunday mornings, almost every day. I mean, you would get that smell, and me being young, I was always kind of following my father in the kitchen, and my grandmother, they cooked so much, Big Mama's house. I can recall having Thanksgiving dinners almost every week. And one thing we did do well and still do well is chicken. We can eat chicken every night of the week, man. Like my father told me, you just, whatever you have, make it work. So whether you have salmon or baked chicken or anything, just make it work. I think my love for cooking just comes out of love in general, man. I just love something I love to do.
Right.
And as you can see, I put my love right back into my food. So this is what we have.
Nah, I can tell you're a good chef because you care about your food.
Yep.
You care how it makes people feel.
Yep. Food, man. Food is for the soul, man.
Facts.
It's really for the soul. And once people have great food, I think there's a connection with everybody. Especially that's why anytime I go to a restaurant and I taste great food, I always ask my server, can I meet the chef? Because a lot of times these restaurants you go to, I'm not gonna name any, but it's just kind of the same old, same old.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when you go to these top restaurants and you really get these chefs who love what they're doing,
you can tell.
You can tell, man, and it comes out in the food. So hopefully one day we'll have our own. I have my own spot that I'll be cooking out of sooner than later.
Hey, we gonna work on the sports bar.
Yes.
Another thing, what I've noticed about like a lot of fancy restaurants, the meal sizes are not big meals.
Correct.
Like what we have now, like today, it's not a lot, but it's filling.
Yes.
Yeah, because you don't want. I just feel like some of that stuff is like godly though.
It is. I mean, to me, especially when you're partaking in beverages, you don't want to leave your restaurant or the place you're at where your belly is just so overwhelmed.
Right.
It's like you barely walk into your car. The thing about great food is you don't have to have a large portion to actually fill you. Once again, food is to be used for fuel actually.
Right.
So when you overindulge, at that point it just becomes it's just a bad feeling.
Right. It's not even fun out there.
Yeah.
It's like anything though.
Yeah.
Like we drink responsibly. We have to tell you that. But it's like anything though. Like having too much liquor is not fun. Having too much beer is not fun.
Right.
But if you do it in the way you do it in moderation, where
yes.
it's fun, you have a good time and enjoy yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. So but you have to be mindful of that though.
Yeah.
So then go back to your beer, Battered Scallops. Yo, hey man, Big A, you did your thing, brother.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you as always.
Man. So I didn't get you on season 1. Oh. We asked everybody, if you're on Whiskey Island, you're gonna have 5 whiskeys, but it's unlimited. You only bring 5 whiskeys. What would those 5 whiskeys be?
I'm gonna definitely go with Knob Creek, Maker's Mark 46.
Knob might need to pay us for this one.
They Maker's Mark 46.
Ooh. So I got that right here.
Definitely got to go with Jack.
Shout out to Pops.
Gentleman's Jack is what he put me on to. Gentleman's Jack. Monkey Shoulder.
Monkey Shoulder.
That's kind of new to me.
That's a slept on drink.
It is, and it's definitely
it's a Scotch.
It's smooth. Too. It's a Scotch blend.
Yeah.
I gotta I gotta have my Scotch blend. And then hold on, if we're gonna go Scotch blend, I gotta have Glenlivet. Okay?
Yeah.
Glenlivet called me. Okay, I don't know who called me. That's one of my favorites. My birthday.
He's
always
been a fan of Glenlivet.
And I don't mind spending. So it's something I love. So that'll be my 6 instead of 5. You can throw that out there.
No. Alright, so now you're on Beer Island. What is your 5 beers you can bring on Beer Island?
Okay. So my number 1 beer, and on one of our shows we gotta do this, but it's called Goose Island Bourbon Barrel.
I still haven't had it yet.
Listen, when I tell you it's everything, man. It's almost like a Guinness, but then it's a very hot, it's not really hoppy, but it's very strong. And then the bourbon taste you get in there is excellent. I mean, all you do is chill it. You put it in a sipping glass and let it sit for a few. And I mean, it's smooth. That's my number 1 go-to. Number 2, I go Guinness. I like Guinness.
You're a rare breed dude that likes Guinness, yeah.
It took me a while to actually like Guinness, but when I actually started drinking it, I'm like, okay, it's definitely not a bad. It's definitely an acquired taste. But I think that's probably number 2. I'm gonna go island on you. I'll go Presidente. Shout out to the DR.
El Presidente?
Yes, sir. Shout out to the Dominican Republic.
That's like the official beer of DR.
Yes, sir. Shout out to, I think on my brother's wedding, we drunk so much of that we were sick. That would be 3.
Everybody that goes to DR, they have stories that
Gotta have
El Presidente.
Number 4, I'll go. Shout out to Jamaica. What's the beer I'm talking about?
Oh, not Red Stripe.
Red Stripe.
Red Stripe?
Shout out to Jamaica. When I had it in Jamaica, it was totally different from the Red Stripe here.
What is it about that? All right, so I have a quick story. When I had a 6-pack of Sam Adams from my father bought it back from Boston. Bro, it tastes different.
Yes.
From when I've had it from here or whatever.
Yes.
I think because it's fresher.
Yeah, could be.
bro. And then another thing happened to me when I went to the Jack Daniels distillery. I got some Jack from the distillery, and I had it that day.
Different.
Way different.
Yeah. And so when it comes to beer, like I used to be a huge beer fan.
Yeah, he was a beer head.
But I stopped drinking beer altogether for a little while. I mean, I have a sip for every now and again. But I would say, and this is gonna probably, so my number 5, and this will probably be the worst beer you can ever drink, but this was like kind of a growing pains.
You about to say something bad.
Ice House. Shout out to my man Pitt. JR, you know what it is. Ice House. And I'm going to leave it at that.
No. Ice House, son?
Ice House.
Bro, all right, so I got a story for you. All right, so when I was in college, all right, so I had a mean gap between class, right? So me and my man would go to the Winn-Dixie. Shout out to Winn-Dixie. They don't have those here.
Yeah, no.
So we go to Winn-Dixie. They had 99-cent ice houses. We would get a 99-cent ice house, 2 of them.
I didn't understand that.
What in the world? Shout out to Siri. Or whatever. But anyway, we would go to Winn-Dixie, bro, and we would get 2 ice houses and then go to class.
Listen, we are not.
You didn't have to know this.
Drink it before you go to class. If you are taught, please. But you want to take the edge off.
It was the college days. Yeah. What do you want me to do, man?
We did some crazy things in college, but we made it. So.
Yeah, I made it. Hey, look, it paid off, man.
Yes,
now look where we're at now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, man. Hey, man. Hey, this is season 2 of Bros Beer Whiskey, man. We're gonna have more shows like this, man. First of all, I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, man.
Everybody.
And try this recipe, man.
Yeah, definitely shout out if you need the recipe. Hit me up. My YouTube channel is Soul Cooking with the Watsons. IG Cooking with the Watsons.
Matter of fact, talking about the YouTube channel too, man.
Yes, sir. So my YouTube channel, it's called Soul Cooking with the Watsons. We'll kind of just we'll review different foods from different restaurants. We'll try to hit different people. Once this pandemic is over, we'll try to hit different households of friends, families, to see what they actually cook. Me and my daughter will be actually cooking ourselves. We'll show you our favorite menus and what we like to cook while we're just around the house, and what she likes to do as well. We'll have the kids tasting and kind of seeing what they like, what they don't like, and kind of doing those things. So we'll be doing reviews. So we'll try to, keep it short and kind of keep it fun and keep everybody involved. And anything you have, or if you want to come on, or if you want to be a part of it, just email me, subscribe and shoot me emails, whatever, and we can make it happen.
I got one last question for you, though. All right, before we get out. What was your favorite drunk story? So we always ask you drunk story, but here's the thing. Drunk story, Christmas edition, though. Your favorite memory of a drunk story in Christmas, bro. Probably got a lot of them.
Well, okay. I'll do this. So one year we had Christmas at your house.
Oh,
okay. And we got nice. And I remember somebody falling down the steps. Can't remember who fell or why they fell. I'm not going to mention any names, but they fell down the steps. And I can remember being in the basement and everybody having that stare look on their face. Like we've drunken way too much. Who's going to move first? And luckily, I wasn't driving that day. So everything worked out, but I can remember, and we've had a lot of stories like that, to be honest. I can remember a story we had when we were supposed to go to the club. That didn't happen.
Never made it.
No. I think that was a 1738 night.
Oh, that sounds about right.
Yes, it was.
Shout out to Remy.
Shout out to Remy. We were supposed to make it. At about 2 in the morning, we woke up. Said, I guess we're not going there.
Yeah. Oh, nah. Dude, one of my favorite drunk stories, Christmas edition. All right, so actually, I wasn't drunk. I was a kid. But, God rest his soul, my father was drunk. Oh, no, my whole family, all the guys in my family, they had to be twisted. Shout out to my Uncle Dame, all of them. So anyway, we get down, we had Christmas in Williamsburg. So this year, we had Christmas in Williamsburg. So, lo and behold, our plan was to go get a tree Christmas Eve. And, you know what I'm saying? Had a tree or whatever, right? So, something happened They went all over Williamsburg, could not find a tree, right? So, man, we stay on the resort. So they like, man, we can't find a tree, man. No, it's Christmas Eve. We can't have the kids no tree.
Right.
So at the resort, they had an entrance when you first come in, and they had Christmas trees, man. So my uncle, my uncle was like, look, man, we could borrow their Christmas trees.
You borrowed a Christmas? How do you do that? Did you return the next day after Christmas?
I mean, they left the lights there. Wow. So they took the lights off the Christmas tree at the resort, at the entrance, brought it to our room, and we had a tree for that. We had a tree that year.
Once again, we do not condone stealing up Christmas trees and returning them.
It all worked out. But
it works out.
The funniest line of that Christmas, though, was my grandmother, right? God rest her soul.
Rest in peace.
She said, my grandmother, I never forget it. My grandma said, well, we're going to be warm this Christmas because we got a hot tree.
That is a classic.
Shout out to Grandma Plummer, man. Ah, man.
For the hot tree.
Yes, man. Hey, with that said, man, this is Bro Beers and Whiskey, a.k.a. BBW. Hey, season 2 is going to be fun, man. Featuring my man, Chef Watson. Hey, look, enjoy your family, man. Happy holidays to everybody, man. Hey, look, drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Hey, man, look, I know it's rough out there for y'all, man. Some people don't have the opportunity. But look, enjoy yourself, man, as much as you can. Be blessed. Be thankful for what you do have, man. Yep. And for those that don't, you know what I'm saying, for less fortunate, let's be considerate of that, man. Yep. So people understand, like, when you post these pictures and stuff, like a few family and all that other stuff, people have fun. It affects people, yeah? So just be mindful of this season, man. But embrace your family, man. Everybody gotta know it's cool. Embrace your family. Have a good time. You got any last words, Miss Chef Watson?
Nah, man. Once again, shout out to BBWs for having me on. Shout out to my man E, OT Show. I'm very proud and happy to be a part of this, man, and just giving my little 1-2 to things. And I'm glad this came to fruition, man. It seems like we've been kind of talking about it for a long time and just hitting on it, and it seems like things just come together for a good reason and a good cause. So,
hey, season 2 is going to be fun, bro. I can't. Hey, this is only the beginning.
Only the beginning. Watch out for the ribs. They coming next.
Oh, man, I can't wait. I'm going to have to go work out after this, man.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to my man Worm. I need to holler at you. Hey, with that, cheers, man. Yeah, hey, one joint, man. Cheers. Happy holidays, man.
Happy holidays.